Hello everyone and welcome back to LewisFiction, and in today's video we are going to be discussing what would have happened if Gwen Stacy would have died a film earlier in TASM 1. This is an interesting concept and today we are going to explore it. If you would like to request any Spider-Man related fanfictions for me to do in the future, make sure to comment down below, and maybe your idea will be featured. With that being said, let's get straight into it. We begin our story at the end of TASM 1. In order to gain leverage over Peter, the Lizard takes Gwen during their interaction at Oscorp. Not wanting to kill her, he takes her as a reason to bargain with the likes of the police, to which he knows that her father is the police captain, and Spider-Man, who he knows to be Peter Parker, someone that she knows. During the final battle between Peter and Connors, Gwen is very much caught in the crossfire. During the fight, Gwen falls from the top of the Oscorp tower towards the ground. Peter, in a desperate attempt to save her, leaps from the top. Then the Lizard, out of nowhere, grabs him by the foot and swings him away from her. Peter web-zips as fast as he could back towards Gwen. However, he won't be able to grab hold of her to save her in time. He whips a web from his wrist, and in a sudden motion, she stops in midair, as Peter holds her with his web. Lizard jumps at Peter, grabbing him by the throat, pulling him back to the top of the tower, just before Peter could go to check if she was okay. Peter at this time believes Gwen to be okay, but as the audience, we all know that something is off. We then get the part of the scene from the original movie, where Lizard pulls Peter's mask off and basically tells him how he's lost everything. In the context of the original movie, this was due to the story surrounding the loss of Peter's parents and Uncle Ben. This time around, it will be a metaphor and foreshadow for Gwen's death. As Peter is now truly alone, Captain Stacy arrives on the scene, saying that he's not alone and things play out as normal. Captain Stacy dies, and Peter says that Gwen is safe. He saved her. Captain Stacy's dying wish is to leave Gwen out of it, as to not put her in danger again. To Peter's demise, he goes to see if Gwen is okay. However, she is not. Just like her father, Gwen Stacy is dead. So where does the story go from here? That's a very interesting question. I personally think, despite the theme of responsibility being in TASM 1, Gwen's death would push Peter over the edge. I think Peter would consider Spider-Man to be the burden as to what killed Uncle Ben, Captain Stacy, and Gwen. Peter would now hang up the mantle now that the Lizard was taken care of, and would quit being Spider-Man forever. This is until the event of TASM 2, in which we meet Max Dillon. Now, Max Dillon was a Spider-Man superfan, but in this version of the universe, he will not. Since Spider-Man is no longer an entity, Max will not be a Spider-Man fan and won't have anyone to look up to, pushing him even further down that dark path. He will be lonely, and his hatred for people around him will fester and build. Eventually, he will fall into a vat of electric eels and will turn into Electro. However, his built-up anger will be fueled into his revenge for the corporate system, which is Oscorp. Meanwhile, just like the actual movie, Norman Osborn will die upon Harry Osborn's return. However, on the Peter side of things, he will be depressed, regressing every single day. He has lost everything. This is when a light at the end of the tunnel becomes evident, as Harry Osborn is reintroduced to his life. He has lost everyone. But Harry returns, and they both reconnect with each other. Due to Norman's death and everything that Peter has lost, the bond between Peter and Harry is a lot stronger than in the original film. Peter uses Harry as an emotional scapegoat instead of Gwen, and Harry will do the same. However, Harry will be dying. He will tell Peter this, and typically, the Parker look strikes again. People around Peter are always hurting. During Harry's reintroduction and takeover of Oscorp, Electro will attack. He will destroy Oscorp Tower and kill many employees inside, enacting his revenge. But he isn't done yet. Electro will want to enact his revenge right the way through to the top, to the organization that ruined his life, which is to kill the new CEO of the company, Harry Osborn. Even though it will be a massive battle within himself, Electro's appearance forces Peter to come out of retirement at the threat that he may end Harry's life sooner than expected. Spider-Man and Electro will battle it out, but it will be a long, grueling battle, one that Peter will be losing for most of the time. However, Peter will manage to save Harry during the battle, reflecting and paralleling how he couldn't save Ben, George, and Gwen earlier on in the film. However, after all is won, Harry is still dying. Harry will ask for Spider-Man's blood, to which Peter will obviously say no. And thus, the end of TASM 2, with Harry becoming the Green Goblin, will become apparent. Even though Peter saved Harry, his only friend and the one that he could trust will still turn against him, proving for an enthralling and gruesome final stage for this new universe. And thus, that is what would have happened if Gwen Stacy died in TASM 1. So that is it for this fanfiction. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit a like on it, and also tell me in the comment section down below, what did you think of the new story? Obviously, it still ends in the same way that TASM 2 actually ended, but how we get there is entirely different. The connection between Peter and Harry will be completely different. It will also be a lot stronger. But I could also see possibly TASM 3 basically being the story between Peter and Harry and that going south. I don't think that would happen straight away after the Electro fight. I think that would be TASM 2. But yeah, it would be completely different. Make sure to suggest more in the comment section down below that I could do for fanfictions in the future. And also make sure to subscribe so you do not miss the next fanfiction. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.